So brain health coach Leigh Richardson is joining us this afternoon to talk about what you can do for your loved ones and for yourself. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime we have a situation like this where there is such a high-profile person who leaves us in such a way as this, it certainly gets talked about more, and it can be a good thing at least to talk about this and put the word out there. She was described by people as a bright, warm light, and for being so strong. In the past, she definitely shared her struggles with mental health. How important, first of all, is it that she shared that when she was still with us, because I think that helps a lot of people to realize they're not by themselves here.
Absolutely. That opens doors for people because they look at someone like that that's so beautiful and so full of goodness. And they think, well, if she can suffer from mental health issues, I can. I think that there was some goodness by what she did.
Mm-hmm. What is the lesson that we take out of this when it ends so tragically like this, though, for someone who had obviously struggled over the years and tried to deal with that? What is the takeaway that the rest of us should have right now?
Well, the takeaway is that it is okay to not be okay. And all of us are going to go through times in our life where we're anxious or depressed. Before the pandemic, 1 out of 4 Americans over the age of 12 suffer from a mental health or a substance abuse problem. Think about that, what that number is today. And the takeaway is that we've got to accept the fact that mental health is just as important as physical health. You hurt your leg, you go to the doctor immediately. You're struggling mentally, you're struggling with brain health. What do? You have a nasty dialogue with yourself. Come on, get up, get through it, make it happen. And that dialogue has got to shift.
You are so right, too. And I think that a lot of people may be especially bad at having that conversation with themselves right now, because they may be suffering from these sorts of things for the first time in their lives right now.
Absolutely. Think about the psychological impact of quarantine, the economic stress, the job loss, the social isolation. So many of us lost our sense of communities when our churches shut down. The universities, schools have shut down. That's had a huge impact on our brain health, our mental health.
What are some of the things that people really need to look out for?
They need to look out for changes in their daily activities. If someone has stopped eating, if someone's sleep patterns have changed, if someone is socially isolating more, if someone is more irritable, if they're more angry, those are all signs of irritability. That shows that there's some dysregulation in the brain on an emotional level.
And you know, the thing is that some of the people around you might be able to see those things as well, and maybe they're not asking how you're doing. How important is that in times like this, especially when so many people have struggled so much, and as I said, some people may be struggling for the first time in their lives. How important is it for people in their lives to just say, hey, is everything all right?
It is the most important thing you can do. And people need to learn to check in with themselves. I check in with myself every day. How are you doing, Leigh? What do you need today? And it's just as important to get what you need for yourself. And when you see someone, and we all do, that we think they look a little down today. They look like they haven't been sleeping well. You know, they're pushing me away. That's a sign for help. And reaching out and saying, just want to let you know, I'm here, I care about you. There's always the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. If you have any ideas that someone may be entering a state where they're of self-harm, offer them resources. Let them know. You can text the National Suicide Hotline. It's easy to tap into resources.
I'm glad that you bring up the hotline, because we're going to put that number up right now. Leigh Richardson, a brain health coach, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. Really important information for so many people there.